Welcome to Health in Balance with your hosts, Dr. Ken Gray and Carol Maglio. Dr. Gray is the on-site acupuncture physician at Jupiter Medical Center, where he has revolutionized integrative medicine in the operating room and in conjunction with cancer care. Carol Maglio is a health and wellness coach who conquered cancer and has written 4 published books. Dr. Gray and Carol have co-authored the holistic cookbook series, Health in Balance. And now, it's time for Health in Balance.
Welcome. This is Health in Balance Radio, televised live. It's going to be on YouTube. This is our first time, so it's fun to be there.
Very exciting.
Who are listening to us know that you can go to juiceandessence.com and Juice and Essence on YouTube. All of it will have our videos.
And R is Dr. Ken Gray and Carol Maglio.
Yeah.
You forgot.
Yeah, that's who we are. See, we're new to this visual thing. You've
Yeah,
just
it's gonna
seen
be
us behind the scenes, right?
kind of hard to get into that first, but
So we have our guest, Brian Patterson, at thetomatoestore.com.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
So I can
Thank
call you Brian the Tomato Guy?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. We've spoken a lot off air today, just getting ready for this. So tell us about what you do. And
Well, we're a tomato grower, and we grow hydroponically inside a greenhouse with soilless conditions where we manufacture the fertilizer that goes to the plants through a drip system. And we pretty much have control of the environment in the greenhouse. We can cool it, heat it, keep the bugs out, put bees in there, pollination. It's pretty much how we do it. So it's
and they're the tastiest tomatoes ever.
Oh, thank
they
you.
are so good.
Thank
I
you.
know. I mean, I get them at Alice's Farm Fresh Foods.
Yes, we do supply her.
Oh, so good. But unfortunately, we're in Florida, so we
Yes.
don't really get to have.
Yes, we
Year-round.
typically have a season which coincides with the seasonal resorts, which
Yeah.
is from typically Thanksgiving to just about June. We just ended our season,
Right.
so
Wah-wah.
yeah,
So sad.
yes.
We were
A
so
lot of
sad.
people have said that.
I
Yeah.
remember there was a time when I thought that the tomato that you could taste was a thing of the past.
Well,
You know.
most of the tomatoes you buy in the store are that way, unfortunately. A lot of them travel a great distance, and they have to pick them green. So a tomato will really only get its flavor in the last 7 days of ripening on the vine. The
Oh,
lycopenes and the sugars, the natural sugars in a tomato, only Mother Nature can really do that. And that happens as a vine-ripe product at the final stage of growing.
So the maturation of the actual produce is part of the nutrients being in its
Right,
focus as
right.
well.
They need to have the nutrient all the way, but having it ripen on the vine where at least it starts turning color to where it will start, once it starts the color coming in, you can pick it and it will ripen fairly well, but the longer you can leave it on the vine to ripen, the better flavor you'll achieve.
Right. And you do that so well.
Kind of like a baby.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
sorta. So there are little babies.
Well, one thing that I want to talk about as well, I mean, you grow phenomenal tomatoes, but the process in which you grow them is something that you just touched on it a little bit, but you also offer this for sale on your website.
Yes, yes.
Can you explain the systems and,
Yes.
and what?
We do
What they are.
a couple different types of system depending on the location that it's going to be applied at.
I would love to grow some tomatoes at home. I
And
think
it's
that would
very
be-
easy for these
You
to
were
be put
explaining a
in.
little to
Yes,
me, so
yes.
tell everybody.
Well, we put together small hydroponic systems for homeowners and small growers that would like to do what we do on a commercial level. And it takes out a lot of the dirt of the gardening, and it gives the plant, it's actually easier to grow because the fertilizer is on a timer, which is on a drip system, which comes on and off during the week, and at the end of the week you just refill your reservoir.
And that's it.
Pretty much.
So how big is this thing? Like how much space do you need?
You basically, depending on how many tomato plants you want to grow, you could grow one plant, which is maybe 4 square foot by the time it's fully grown out. and going high.
Right.
Or you can do a multiple system. It depends how much produce you want to produce.
Well, tomatoes. That would be it.
But-
I would start small with
You had
tomatoes.
one word that was so cool, it was perlite.
The perlite, yes. What that is.
I don't know why I remembered it, but
I know, yeah, explain what is perlite.
Perlite is volcanic rock
okay.
that is mined out of the earth, and it's blasted at 3,000 degrees, and it pops like popcorn.
Oh.
And
That's why it's white. You know,
It's
you've
white.
seen-
It's
yeah.
white, and it's real light. A lot of times it's mixed with soil to make the soil lighter.
So it's very porous.
Very porous, and that's very good for holding, once it gets activated with the nutrient, it's very good for keeping the nutrient in the perlite. And we check it every once in a while to make sure that we're not building up fertilizer salts in the perlite, so we adjust it. So we may sometimes fertilize for 6 days out of the week, and then the 7th day run straight water
Mhm.
to make sure it's all, but it's very easy with a few small little test strips that we give people to test
When you
this.
have your own.
Yes, it's really not, people find it very easy,
It
actually.
would be interesting. See
Yes.
if I can do it. I don't know.
Yeah,
We in our family say that we all have a black thumb. And we just kill everything that we try to grow. So I
you
think
beat
this
that.
system sounds pretty cool.
yes, well, it does have its advantages.
Well, and also you make your own fertilizer.
Yes,
so
we
that's
do.
what makes you different.
Yes.
Like from scratch.
Yes, it's a recipe that we've used for over 25 years now, and it suits us well, and it gives the plant a total nutrient mix of macronutrients, micronutrients. It gives it all the ingredients so that you can achieve that flavor in the tomato.
So it's all organic practices. It's not, you're not certified organic, but you grow it
Right,
that way because your
right,
family
right.
eats this.
Yes,
too,
I have a
so-
14-year-old daughter, and we eat our own product, and I serve it to my daughter. And another thing is that we use the bees to pollinate in the greenhouse, which is crucial to getting the size of the
Yeah.
tomato. And you really have to be very careful as to what you apply on the tomato, being that you don't want to have a problem with your bees. So it's kind of a symbiotic relationship you have with your greenhouse and your bees and your plants.
So people can come to you for their gardening purposes and tomatoes, and then they can go to the backyard beekeepers. which
To get their bees,
have them
alfalfa.
here.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's actually a large number of bees that just, if you have a backyard system, the bees are out and around. I do bee removals, and believe me, we have no lack of removing
Yeah.
bees. So there's
They're there.
there's a fair amount of bees for pollination. We put bees, bumblebees, in the greenhouse because we are trying to achieve the largest tomato we can get, so we get the biggest bang for our buck.
Oh, so the bees.
The bees pollinate the plant, the flower, and that's how you get the larger tomato.
Oh, well, isn't that like a normal process? Like, don't the bees always do that?
Yes, but not always do they get enough pollination.
Okay, so the more
The
they
more
pollinate
they're
it, the
pollinated
bigger
and
your
the
product.
evenness of your tomato you produce, the bees are highly critical.
Okay.
Okay, well, one interesting story that we spoke of prior to going on air is the fact that when you started to make your fertilizer 20 some odd years ago, you didn't have any government issues with it.
No.
And then all of a sudden, a couple of years ago,
We have,
Tell them what happened.
we have, now we have to report to Homeland Security, and
that's
because
pretty amazing, isn't it?
we're producing a product that potentially could be used in the wrong way, in the wrong,
Gets in the wrong
wrong
hands. So-
thinking.
What does that process look like for a person that wants to?
Well, when
grow
we
a
produ-
backyard,
Well, when we give it to, like, say, a homeowner, it's all mixed out into a small form where it's mixed together, so you can't take part of that apart and separate one ingredient from the other. We do that at our level. We make the mix.
Right, okay.
And then you just liquefy the mix and then put it to your system.
So you yourself you've had to register with Homeland.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. The
Feels
state
kind of
of
safer,
Florida.
don't you?
Well, you don't want to be, buying buying produce from people making bombs.
Well, no, but the fact that not talking about that, but just the fact that, you know, our government, people get kind of crazy
Yes.
sometimes with the government, but at
Well,
least you kind of know, okay, they are really watching. They're
Yeah.
watching
Well, in the,
something that you wouldn't even think.
Yeah.
right, well,
Fertilizer
in the
guy.
same token,
MacGyver.
Look at my
Yes, yeah.
Or MacGruber.
MacGruber.
But in the same terms, they now have implemented food safety laws where we have to report what we're doing in the greenhouse and in the field or whatever we're doing for food safety for people. So it's a good thing all the way around, but they also have implemented new food safety laws that we have to adhere to.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
You know
great,
what?
really. I mean, if everybody's doing the right thing, you don't really have anything to worry about.
Right.
Right.
So tell us, how did you get into this process of being the tomatoes?
I had a friend of mine who, his father-in-law grew these tomatoes in a greenhouse setting in perlite, and he made this fertilizer, which was handed down to me, his little recipe
Yeah.
of handing it to me, which I've been told he never handed it to anybody else. And
Oh, nice.
when we walked into his greenhouse, it was like Disney World. It was something, when I saw it, I had to do it. Because we had been growing in the ground, we had been doing other types of farming. But after looking at this, it was so cool that we just had to do it.
You had to incorporate that.
Yeah, we had to replicate that.
So tell us about your farm.
Well, we're in Indiantown, Florida. We're on 70 acres, and we have greenhouses, and we do have also shade houses, and we do farm in the ground also. We do zucchini, and we do a few crops during the year where we do in the ground.
A lot more than tomatoes at the tomato store.
Yes, yes. The tomato store is our name because that's our primary specialty, so to
It's your
speak.
passion.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we've expanded into other veggies, and this year we're actually experimenting with a few medicinal herbs.
That's
So,
right, we
so
did
we're
speak about
yes,
that. That's
yes.
something you guys should talk about.
What are some of them?
Like echinacea and Vicks plant, the Vicks plant for like the inhaler, camphorous type plants, and we grow a lot of aloe. We have a large Hispanic community, and they eat it for stomach ailments.
Yeah.
And it's
A lot different than the processed aloe.
it's straight aloe.
Yeah. Bitter.
Yes.
Bitter.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Bitter.
if you wash it properly and mix it with a juice, it actually is not bad.
Okay.
It actually is not bad.
And
And it
I was
has
told that stuff, the yellow that comes when you cut it, is where all the medicine is.
well,
The bitter stuff.
it is,
Ah.
and the more of that you can take, the better it is.
Yeah.
But
It's hard.
it's in anything. Usually the skin has most of the nutrient in it, and unfortunately, most people peel the skin
Yeah.
when they
It's rough.
when they do it.
It's rough but good.
Yes, yes. But tomatoes are our thing, though.
Yeah.
That's where we excel, and we've won a few awards here and there. And just not too long ago, a few months back, we were nominated one of the Chipotle top 10 farms in the area.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
What's
yes.
that? That's the actual
That's
corporation.
that's the corporate. The
Chipotle.
corporate.
They're getting
the-
big on this.
They are. They. Everybody wants to buy local.
Right.
They want to know where their product's coming from. It's very.
It's true. Everybody is there's a huge awareness of people wanting to know what is going into their bodies, and wanting and seeking out organic practices. If it's not certified organic, at least organic practices. They don't want to have
That's
those
what drew us
chemicals.
to. I mean, that's what's drawn us anytime we've gone out to a restaurant or
Yeah.
even had guests like Culinary.
Mhm.
We had them on their local restaurant here in Palm Beach County, and they've got a chalkboard, and you look at it and you can tell where everything's.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's
yes.
attractive to
Yes,
us.
yes.
It's attractive,
Several of our
Yeah.
restaurants have actually put our name in their menu so that people recognize where the product's coming from. So it's been great, produce prices are moving upwards, as everybody knows. So that's why I encourage a lot of people to do backyard gardening and do a little self-supportive. Yeah, do a little self-supportive. I mean, we've never grown more than we could sell. It's always been,
Wow,
yeah.
I can tell you that. That is so true because it's so good. Tomatoes.
That's a blessing. It's good.
Yes. It's we're happy.
I'm gonna take a quick break. So just a quick pause. You know, we have a little TV magic now. we have the Health and Balance Essential Elements Seasonal Cookbook. And this is being brought to you by that because we produced this over years, put together about 488 pages worth of love. A lot of tomatoes in here.
Yes.
So we have Mr. Patterson from the Tomato Store, and we can attest that we've used tomatoes for some.
And we've used his tomatoes.
For these recipes. So take the time, go to juiceandessence.com. Be sure to also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Juice and Essence, and if you have done that, let us know and we'll send you a signed copy when you make your order. Just communicate with us. Stay in touch with us. Facebook as well, Juice and Essence. Past shows can be found on juiceandessence.com. If you've missed any of our podcasts or radio shows, like us there, follow us there, stay in touch, and purchase your copy of Health and Balance Essential Elements. It's a wonderful book. You'll love it. And we are back.
Yes, we're back with Brian Patterson, the Tomato Store. Before we get any further, let's get your location, your information, your Facebook, all of that.
Well, we're in Indiantown, Florida, and our website is thetomatostore.com.
Very easy.
And we do come into town, into the Palm Beaches, where we make deliveries a couple times a week. And we do offer our services to restaurants, brokers, and we do private individuals that want to order. A lot of them will combine orders so that one stop we can deliver to a number of people. Yes, yeah.
You're also at Alice's Farm Fresh Foods.
We're at Alice's, yes we are. We're
Is there
at
any
Alice's.
other market that you're at? Or?
Well, we're in the Breakers. We deal with a lot of the restaurants,
Okay.
country clubs. Alice is primary our one that we deliver to in Jupiter, who is our retail outlet,
Okay. Yeah.
so to speak. Other than, like I mentioned, we do deliver to individuals.
So do you have like a CSA that people?
No, we found that having something where you have a membership doesn't really work that well versus just having them call, and if we have it available, it's on an availability basis.
Okay.
If it's available, you got it. Pretty straightforward.
Pretty simple, that's how it works.
Yes.
All right, so people can really just get in touch with you
They can
through your website.
They can
and
email
that's the
me
best
at
way.
info@thetomatostore.com.
Okay,
It's-
yeah, there is a contact us.
Yeah, there's a contact
spot
us
on
page,
there.
and we're always trying to update our webpage to some degree. I'm the webmaster quote farmer, so be patient.
So you can expect a simple,
Be patient. Yeah.
Straightforward.
Straightforward, yes. Straightforward approach.
So I'm excited. I'm listening to the show or watching the show, and I decide I want to grow some stuff. I want to use hydroponics. I want Brian Patterson to walk me through, take me through. What are the top 3 things you need to know about starting?
Well, first of all, they need to have, I do consultations where I go out and look over the environment where they are intending to put this. And I can make recommendations as to like, put it here, put it there, this will work, this won't work. So from years of doing it, I've learned where not to do it and where to do it. And I can also recommend at certain spots, how much you can do. Some people on a patio, they want to grow a lot, and sometimes they can't get what they want.
Right.
So that's where the expertise of having years of trial and error come in.
And with this blazing hot sun in Florida, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, What about other states? How does that work for people listening or watching from other states?
Depending on your locale, it all depends. I have clients in Colorado, which
Right.
I just spoke with one yesterday. He said the daytime high was 90 and in the nighttime it was 56.
Oh my gosh.
So you got a wide variety of temperature swings in some locations, and but we can pretty much. He called with a question on his plants, and we were able to give him a solution to it. So
That's nice, you're very easily accessible.
yeah,
and
I
very
try
helpful.
to.
Well, and I know that you're also in the process, which I think everyone will be very excited about, is that you're in the process of writing a gardening book. And
Yes.
tips for people like us that
Yes.
have no idea and,
Yes.
and what we should do. So
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
to be coming soon.
Yes, it'll be coming soon. We've been working on it, and we're trying to make it so it makes a lot of sense to people that aren't familiar with
Yeah.
gardening. A lot of people want to garden and they really want to do it, but they need a starting point.
Right.
And this will hopefully give them somewhere to give them a reference to start. And depending on what they want to do, we'll see if we can make it happen for them.
All right, so we're gonna go back to the 3-point question.
Yeah.
I know you only answered the one, which was that you actually go out there and physically look if
Mhm.
possible.
If possible,
If possible,
yes.
you go and look. What are 2 other points that would be very important?
Well, a lot of people want to grow more than just tomatoes.
Mhm.
A lot of people want to grow peppers. A lot of people want to grow cilantro. A lot of people want to grow different types of vegetables. So there's different systems that are applicable to the different types of vegetables you want to grow. So a lot of times, if they send me a picture, a digital picture or something that I can look at, and that is also very handy in this day of technology,
Yeah.
to where you don't have to actually be on site. You can literally be on site through your
Through the
phone.
computer.
For your
or- yeah,
computer,
for
your
smartphone.
telephone, your smartphone, your tablet. It's technology is a wonderful thing. We utilize it a lot in our timers that pump the water to the plant, the fans that come on and off.
Yeah,
We utilize technology as much as possible.
And you can obviously replicate or simulate UV or sunlight
Yes,
or indoor.
if you're indoors,
systems.
if you wanted to do something totally indoor, yes, I have
do that.
recommendations on how many light lumens you need to produce a plant.
Yeah. So that leads me to thinking about the other lifeblood of this, which is the water. What if you're in a situation where you're dealing with well water? How does the well water affect versus city water? That
Well,
sort of thing?
basically, if you can use the well, you're better than the city water.
Really?
A small amount of chlorine doesn't really affect the plants a lot, but what's very important is the pH of the water that you're applying to the plant.
Right.
At a certain pH, the plant uptakes the nutrient better than at other pHs. So we try to keep ours at about 6 on a pH scale. So that's one of the meters that we give somebody a little test
Cool.
kit.
That's towards the acidic.
It's, well, neutral is 7.
Okay.
So, but what you find in your type of system where you're pumping this fertilizer through drip tube, spaghetti tubing,
Yeah.
is that if you keep a little lower pH, depending on the hardness of your water, and somebody can always send me a sample of their water, which I'd be happy to do the test and make recommendations on what to do as far as making your water. But pH is essential to make
so,
it.
so a little bit more acidic
Sometime-
is better for them to,
Yes,
for the
yes,
plant to absorb
yes.
the nutrient.
Yes, yeah. It keeps, well, on ours, we have extremely hard water. And keeping it down at the 6 helps to keep the lines from being calcified over
I
time.
see. I see.
It keeps
yeah.
everything in solution. So,
A little bit of
a
acid.
little bit of
okay,
acid
keep
is
it clean.
okay. Yep, it keeps
Clean.
everything flowing
Gotcha.
good. If you're using the pressure compensated tips, it keeps all them from clogging up. And once you get it dialed in, the system is very easy and user-friendly. It's, as in anything, you have a little tweaking phase that you go through when you put one of these in.
Mhm.
And then once you get it dialed in, it's pretty darn easy.
I love this show because we've done so much about the people that provide,
Yes,
and we've done so much about the people that utilize, like the restaurant. But this is the first time we're getting really technical.
Yeah.
For people that say, I want to do this myself.
right.
And And that's an art form on its own, is really taking
Definitely.
the equipment, producing something, and like you said, it could be outdoors, it could be indoors.
Mhm.
But the three main, if I remember correctly, just to refresh for our listeners and viewers, is placement. So
Mhm.
it's going to be too much light, too little light, what have you,
Right.
too much wind,
Right,
elements basically.
right,
Water,
right.
and then what's the other one?
pH?
pH?
pH, adjusting your pH so that the plant is able to uptake what you're giving it.
Mhm.
So
And then of
that's-
course the nutrients.
And the nutrients.
Perlite,
And you will find at times,
fertilizer.
that you may have a little leaf spot or things of that nature, which we do provide solutions for to help. Sometimes you'll get caterpillars,
Yeah.
but there's solutions to those problems. That's just things that you go through.
Yeah, and you mentioned bees for obviously pollination.
Right.
We had, I forget which farm it was, we had Swank Farm and other, other people that we've had, thankfully. But they mentioned about Kai was the one, she learned how to utilize certain other
Insects too.
insects to manage the ones, the unwanted ones.
Right. Diane and Carl are out near me. I know
Yeah.
them. I know them.
How would you recommend? Do you say certain pesticides? Don't you?
Well, depending, you can do, it's called IMP, Integrated Management of Pest, and you can use different good bugs to eat the bad bugs.
Okay.
There is a process of that. A lot of times you need to be in a closed environment like a greenhouse to make that work. Out in the open, you have to put a lot of bugs, good bugs out to keep them there,
To stay
to
in that.
stay in that
on that
area.
plant.
But that is an option.
Okay.
That is a very good option. And it's a very good question for you to ask that.
Well, I know people want to get creative and they want to know
Yeah.
how to work best with our environment.
Yes.
And the new generations,
Yeah.
if we
No,
don't give it
it's,
to them, they're not
it's,
going to have
Oh, yeah.
nothing left.
no, it's a good thing. I mean, everything we make in the chemical world usually is not necessarily healthy for us.
Yeah. Well,
It
that's
might be
been
efficient,
proven.
but it won't be.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Won't be
And
healthy.
yeah, and everybody wonders why all these new diseases are coming up. Well, they're not really new. It's something that always existed, except for the fact that with the chemicals and the poisons that we're taking every day for this mass production of produce and even animals.
And
It's-
multiplied over generations. And,
Yeah.
Right, we slowly toxify ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And our planet. So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited. We're running out of time, but I just want to one more time give your info.
Info
Where
at
can we get you?
thetomatostore.com.
They can email you there.
Yes.
You have Facebook page as
Yeah,
well?
no, we don't. No, we
Oh
don't.
my gosh,
Yeah.
no social media.
Simple and
Yes,
straightforward.
Yes.
That's it. That's right.
Patterson,
That's
We're-
simple, straightforward.
We're old school thinkers.
I'm sure most of our audience can appreciate it. Heck, I
Absolutely.
can, if I didn't have to do it, I wouldn't.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we're so excited. Thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, you're more
we
than
are
welcome.
lucky enough to have your tomatoes, but I'm sure that you can gladly ship them anywhere.
Yeah, or
that
provide
needs-
the knowledge of somebody
Or-
to do it themselves.
Even so, and I think I'm going to try that. So I might actually bring my own tomatoes in
That'd
here
be
one day
fun.
that you've helped me to
Yeah,
grow.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Brian, for being here. We
Oh,
really
you're
appreciate
more than
it.
welcome. I
Good luck with the
appreciate it.
medicinal herb aspect.
Yes.
That's
yes,
right, and your
yes,
cookbook, your gardening book. That's what
Yes.
we're going to be looking for.
Yeah.
But thank you all. This has been another Health and Balance radio, YouTube combo. Actually, our first.
Yeah.
First of many. So thank you for listening and watching, and we'll see you soon.
Remember, do one thing well in your daily life.
More importantly, live your day.